That AI automation that you just watched on YouTube, that you saw on LinkedIn where you commented automation to get this thing, it's worthless. The problem isn't the automation. The problem is that there's no system behind it, no engine, no actual business use case. Let me show you one. Looks super exciting. Here's what it does. So you have an Airtable, which is like Google Sheets or Excel on steroids, where you can, on content, run certain actions. For example, you want to use the transcript to create 15 tweets. And you want to use the transcript to create 5 LinkedIn posts. You want to create an AI image. And you want to create a carousel. Like all of these things. Really cool. But every single client I speak to, they are playing around with Make.com, with Zapier, with GPT, with all of these automations. In the end, they're not using it because it's somehow not good enough. Hence my point from the beginning, AI flows are not working for you because you need an AI engine. Let me know what that means. This is the engine I use to grow businesses to more than 10 million in revenue profitably. And I know what I'm talking about because my business made more than $60 million in the last 5 years. So first, every business is unique. You need to have a clear assessment of where the issues are. Is it on the sales side? Is it on the marketing side? Or is it on the CS side? Where is the biggest opportunity for you to bring AI automations in? The biggest opportunity to launch and grow to $10 million profitably is this engine. Simply speaking, you need 3 things. You need a strong offer, because your offer right now is not strong enough. You're not selling enough. You're not converting enough. You're not making enough money, and your marketing cost is too high. So your offer is not strong enough. You need to change that and go from struggling to converting. You do that by identifying your ideal customers and working with them very closely to identify the right message that will make them convert with a snap. You need to create a magnetic identity that shows them what they can grow into if they say yes to your offer. And then, of course, you need the offer that exactly solves the gap between where they are and where they want to go. You need to get your marketing dialed in. That means from invisible, no one knows about you, to you're getting attention. You do that with 3 elements. Element number 1, your media strategy, your contrarian take, your belief, your thought leadership. What are you talking about? What do you stand for? What do you stand against? And what makes you stand out? You need to put the right face in front of your ideal clients that they trust. And then you need content engines to ship quality content at scale. I call this the marketing engine. And if you put that on top of your offer, you get demand. So then you need to scale the whole thing. You do it with 3 things. First of all, scaling, you go from small, like this works with $1,000 a day or $10,000 a day, to 7-figure a month. So from small to significant. How? 3 things. The profitable funnel that is scaled up with ads. And then you have a system behind that where you convert qualified leads into your high-ticket upsell. If you do that well, you see significant growth, up to 10 million revenue top line. And combined with that offer, you see profit. And in the end, you can build a $100 million business. So let's go one step deeper, just real quick. And this time, I'm not going to bore you with the details of every single one. If so, there's another video in the description. You can watch it. I go into more detail into all of these 3 engines. I just want to show you a couple of visuals to hone in on that point that I was making. If you're selling today a product with boring features, that's not enough anymore. It's not cutting it anymore. You need to transform your clients. You're not selling tools, you're selling a transformation. That means on top of your e-com product, on top of your software, on top of your course, you need to have coaches, community, a whole thing that gets them to the outcome. Yeah. So if you think in features, then you should rather think in benefits. But actually there's one more thing, which is value. So let me give you an example. Let's take phones. Your phone has a camera with 15 megapixels. That's a feature. What's the benefit? The benefit is you can take sharp images. But what's the value? The value is if you want to print the memory of your kids where they are on a little spot in the corner of the picture, but doing something amazing, you can zoom in, get them full screen, and they will still look sharp. So you can zoom in and out without losing any quality, without making it look pixelated, and you can print that whole fucking thing. That's the value. So don't say it's 50 megapixels. Don't say you have sharp images. Communicate the value. That's where the money is. Then the marketing engine. Right now on social, which I call business media because all your customers or prospects are there, you need to ship quality content at scale. You do it with 4 engines. One is the inspiration engine that allows you to pick proven content and repurpose that within your own tone of voice. You then pipe that into your production engine, which allows you to produce quality content. You repurpose that on all different social media channels, short form to long form to short form, video to text, and vice versa. With the repurposing engine, allows you to ship quantities of content, and in the end, you need to promote the right content. So this is a use case that in the end creates attention for your offer that you then later can scale. We'll talk about that in a second. But my point is, if you just build a random flow that allows you to record a voice, from that create 5 tweets, that's nice. But in the end, you need a whole engine, a whole system, an operating system that allows you to grow profitably without growing your payroll. That's where the money is. That's where the difference is. Especially in 2026. You cannot operate like you were operating 2 years ago. It's just not going to cut it anymore. So how can this look like? It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to live in the metrics. You don't have to be a tech wizard. You have 4 buckets. One is you need to pick the right AI. If you pick Sonnet over Opus, you are fucked. If you pick ChatGPT right now for videos or for images, obviously you're fucked because Gemini is better. So you have to pick the right AI. You have to work the costs out because here's where the cost is. Then you take the content, you take what you get from there based on your briefing, on your brand kit, on your brand brief. Use an automation tool like N8N or Zapier or Make to then push that content into a database. And then you want to make it available to yourself, but also to your team that maybe is overwhelmed by Airtable, Supabase, Make.com automations, and AI tools into a front end, which looks awesome. Yeah, and of course, you can with lovable software bolts or also Replit build an exciting front end that you can use internally, externally. You can even create additional features for your existing software to make it just more exciting in the age of AI. I've worked with one client on that. They're selling something that has not changed over the last 10 years, and they're wondering right now that no one is buying anymore. The reason is because the market has picked up and all the other companies out there have very strong offers. And it's much harder to compete and to close customers, especially at higher price points. But if you bring an AI automation on top of the software that you have, all of a sudden your software can become super exciting again. You can move much quicker. You don't have to hire 10 developers. You don't have to do a year of sprints and explain people what the new thing is, because you can just put this thing on top. Because it's all no code, right? You can do it. Marketers can do it. But it increases and improves the use case for your customers and therefore the value and so on and so forth. So my point is, this engine here I use to grow profitably to 10 million and above. But also you can apply an AI automation like that to make your offer better. Right, so here, these are courses, communities, and a coach and software and a t-shirt, but it can also be AI automations that strengthen the use case of your current product. And it doesn't have to be in your face AI automations, but you can just show the outcome of it, which helps then your customers to get the job done better, higher perceived value. And with that, you can convert better at higher price points. Okay, good. So that's then the marketing part of it. And then you want to scale it with a good funnel and ads and then a sales team behind. And they, of course, depending on what you sell, you need to have the right funnel in place. VSLs, video sales letters on a simple sales page for everything sub $1,000. Then webinars where you spend 60 to 90 minutes with a customer first live, then in an ever between 1 and 5K offer price. And then everything north of 5K, you're doing sales calls, or you sell on stage with a table rush behind to convert that. Yep, and with that, if you do it correctly, then in the end, you will end up with $10 million or more profitably, and that will lead you to $100 million enterprise value. So to sum it up, yes, you have all these crazy automations, and yes, they're all part of an engine, but in the end, you need to nail the use case and the engine for your specific business, and then you can grow profitably. Okay, so build a system, an operating system, an engine around your Make.com and N8N automations. That's where the money is. A single automation, like the one I've just shown you, without a system is like a car without an engine. And that's the problem. People build a cool automation, they summarize the doc, they generate the LinkedIn post, they send an email, and then nothing. It sits there. You've tried it once, you're not using it anymore. There's no real workflow, there's no integration into your actual business. And as a founder, you don't need a cool trick. You need something that solves a real problem repeatedly, reliably, and at scale. And that's the problem with AI agencies. Most AI agencies are showing off technical capability, not the business value. They're selling tools, but not solutions. So when I use this automation to create 15 tweets from a transcript of a video, it sounds amazing, but the outcome is crap. I'm creating 15 crappy tweets that I can then post automatically. No one is going to engage, no one's going to care, and I've shipped pure crap and I've wasted my time. See, every founder I talk to has the same problem. They know they need to post content, but they don't have time and they don't know what to post. They're inconsistent. And they also don't like the content, to be honest. So just putting a content engine in place is not enough. What you need to do, you have to have your contrarian beliefs in place. What makes you stand out? Why will people trust you? Only if that is clear, these content engines make any sense. The big takeaway for you is single automations are commoditized. Anyone can build them now. What creates real value is a system that's tailored to your business, to your workflow, and to your goals. You can build this yourself. It takes time, but it's possible. Or you can work with someone who's already done it and skip the learning curve. If I were you, I would go for someone who is not an AI agency because they have not built a business like yours. Rather work with someone that has built an actual business, selling a product, than buying some service from an agency. If you want to talk about building a system like the one I've just shown you, go to marketinglab.com. You find the link in the description. Otherwise, if you want the tools, go to passion.io and you get all the tools there. Otherwise, watch this next video. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment with your biggest AI question, and I will do another video just about that.